We're live. We are live. Am I coming through loud and clear? Let me know in the chat. Thank you very much. This is going to be a shortened stream tonight because obviously Pizz is doing his Patreon stream in an hour, which I will be on. I should be anyway. Fingers crossed, unless he's banned me, which I don't think he will have. So yeah, let me just go in the comments. Let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. Let me know, guys, because if I'm talking and no sounds coming out, sounds fine. Good. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, man. 6 people in the chat. Well, it's saying 6 people. Jess is obviously there. Lorne dropped by to say he can't make it tonight. He has to sleep. What is Lorne doing? What's Lorne doing these days? He's up at some crazy time, so he's not going to be on Pizz's Patreon stream tonight, unfortunately, which is a big loss. It really is, because Lorne just offers such a unique take on anything we say on like Pizz's streams or any other stream. Lorne just brings something different to the table, and obviously he's not going to be there tonight because if he's up for work at 3 a.m, fucking hell, man. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this stream now if I was up, at like 7 a.m. The reason I do a Tuesday night stream is because I don't work Wednesdays. It's like my one day off. So, I mean, I would stream more. I would stream like, if I didn't have to be up early, like 6 days a week, I'd be streaming way more often. I love streaming. I love streaming Tuesday nights. I love it. And I want to make more original content in terms of just making videos, but it's not the same just talking to a webcam with no feedback from people in the chat. I do like putting content out like that, but I don't really do it very often because I always and I've said this before, like if I'm trying to do like a movie review or like this, that and the other, I tend to freeze up a little bit in front of a static camera with no feedback from an audience. It's like I need that sort of like so that doesn't what would be the right word to describe? And like that kind of like the bouncing off another human being. So when you're doing a live stream, you're talking. There's people in the comments. You can react to the comment, feedback the comment, and it works like that. In a pre-recorded video, it's very difficult because you're just kind of talking into a camera, and if you fuck up, you have to start again because it doesn't really work. You can't do movie reviews or anything like that where you keep stuttering and starting and going over yourself. In a live stream, you can kind of do that because it's what people expect. People on a live stream, they expect you to sort of like stutter and fuck up. But I tend to do it a lot less anyway in a live stream, because in a live stream, it's just a lot easier to react in an environment where there's people, watching live and then reacting to you. So, anyway, Lorne, I'm not quite sure what's going on. 3 a.m. really? Oh my God, that's just crazy. But for anyone in the chat, good to see you on board. Please leave comments and please like the video as well. I say this is a shortened live stream tonight because obviously Pizz is doing his Patreon stream. I'll be jumping on that at 1 a.m. So yeah, I thought I wasn't actually going to do a stream tonight, but I thought, so fuck it. I mean, literally between 12 midnight and 1 a.m. I'm literally just sat around waiting to go on Pizz's stream. So I thought, well, might as well just do a fucking live stream. And there's no point just sitting around doing nothing. And there's always the potential to fall asleep, because there's been a couple of times in the past where I've missed Pizz's Patreon streams, and it's not because of like, obviously it's like 1 a.m. when it goes live, so it's not like I'm working or I'm doing something else. I'm literally just asleep, and it's not like Griffin's in the chat. What's up, man? What's up, Griff? Yeah, it's not like I've literally. It was my intention to fall asleep and miss the stream. It was really. It's just a case of, you know, I'm at work Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. Well, I'm up 7 a.m. in work at 8 a.m. and I do like a half shift on a Tuesday because it's like overtime. But I'm still in work like 2 p.m. Then get home and it's like, doing shit, doing this, that, and the other, shopping, maybe cutting the grass, doing fucking house shit. So by the time we gets into the early evening, I'm getting pretty tired. By the time it gets to like 9, 10 p.m., might have something to eat, a couple of drinks, and then by like 11 p.m., I'm like kind of out for the count. And a couple of times, I've been up for like 12 hours, 13 hours. So it's like, I'll set my alarm for like 1 a.m. for the stream. And I've, put my head on the pillow, I thought I'll have 2 hours sleep. And I've woke up and it's like 4 a.m. and I've completely missed the stream. And I feel really fucking bad. It looks like I've just completely ignored the stream. And it's just like, when you're like that tired, an alarm on a mobile phone or smartphone, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't fucking do any different. It doesn't do any good. It's like old school alarm clocks are needed when you are like absolutely out of it, like so tired. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need that piercing old school alarm clock to really wake you up, because a mobile phone, it's nice soft little, just bringing you back into consciousness, doesn't fucking do the job. But yeah, it's like, that's what it is basically. Yeah, I've never intentionally missed a stream of Pizz because of laziness. It's always been just like utter tiredness. Yeah, Jess says, don't feel bad, I can't be tired. Yeah, I agree. So this is just going to be a very, 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 fuck it. I'll just, I will just copy to clipboard. It's going to be a quick stream. It's only going to be 40 minutes, but if anybody wants to jump on, they can jump on. I'd say this is going to be like a 45-minute stream. I did want to address the Netflix situation with them losing 200,000 subscribers, and it's predicted they're going to lose another 2 million over the next. Is it 2 million over the next 12 months? Very quickly though, I want to just address this. Rotten Tomatoes ranking of the Friday the 13th movies based on their tomato meter, which I've always despised Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's an absolute gobshite, shitty website full of shit. But this movie ranking is just, to me, is utterly bizarre. And I'm just going to share the screen because it's a countdown of like Rotten Tomatoes like rankings of their like, by all the 13 all Friday the 13th movies ranked by tomato meter, and I've never really paid much any attention to Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's an absolute dog shit website, but this ranking got me a little bit angry. I'm not gonna lie, because not only is the ranking completely out of sync with what everybody, any like sort of any horror fans, any like sort of hardcore horror fans, any casual horror fans, nobody ranks the Friday the 13th movies like this. And the percentage they've got as well is just an insult to the movies. And I understand this Rotten Tomatoes. I know it's a mainstream website. I know I don't expect to see these movies with like 85%, 90% ratings, but bar the very first film, they all kind of get like really, really bad, percentages. And I'm like, come on, let's be fair. And the order, which these films coming is just, to me, it's just it's the most bizarre ranking of a Friday the 13th franchise I've ever seen. And this is based on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not sure if it's the actual critics or the normal users. It's got to be critics, because normal users would not rank the Friday the 13th franchise like this. Friday the 13th Part 3, bottom. What? Seriously? I mean, what the fuck? No. I mean, Friday the 13th Part 3 is like one of the top 5 movies easily, and they've got it at 7%. And then it's Friday, okay, Jason Takes Manhattan, okay, I understand. It placed in 11th, understandable. Not for, I wouldn't place it 11th, I'd place it higher. But still, 12%, come on, that's just ridiculous. Jason Goes to, now we're talking. Now I can be totally on board with 16% for Jason Goes to Hell. I would personally have it at the very bottom of the list, because I think that film is complete dog shit. New Beginning, 18%. Now I don't argue with the 9th position too much. I can completely understand that, but 18% rating, no. This is the one. This is just utterly bizarre. Final Chapter, the greatest Friday the 13th movie of all time, one of the greatest slasher films of all time, placed 8th with 19% fresh rating. Is that how they rate these things? That is just the most bizarre thing. I cannot get my head around that. 8th position for the Final Chapter. This just tells me that this is not fans ranking these movies. Jason X is ahead of it. Jason X. Friday the 13th remake. Number 6. I don't. Yeah, 6 is not. I wouldn't go. That's not a bad choice. I think 6 is quite reasonable for the remake. I like the remake. Part 5, 8, Part 2. I'd have Part 2 higher, I think. But 27%. I mean, come on, these rankings, these percentages are so low. Part 7, The New Blood at number 4. I mean, I like The New Blood. As I said, I love a Friday the 13th where Jason begins the movie under the lake. But number 4 for like New Blood, that's just insane. And oh my god, it's so much insane. Freddy versus Jason, number 3. Get fucked. Part 6, finally, some semblance of normality, some semblance of like reason. Part 6, number 2. Yes, that's where I would have Part 6. But number one, no, 63%. I've no problem with it being 63% rating. But the disparity between that and everything else is just so bizarre. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that. Rotten Tomatoes is a garbage website. It truly is. Oh my god. Oh, it's just, Ben's in the chat. What's up, Ben? 7 is in my top feature series. The first one I watched. I do love 7. I love 7. I've just said any Friday the 13th movie where Jason starts off at the bottom of the lake, which unfortunately is 7 and 8, which aren't the best films, but they're not the best films, but any film where you put Jason at the bottom of the lake at the beginning, it just gives it extra credence for me. I adore 7 and 8 for that for that reason alone. 8 I love for just the cheesiness. I love the fact that they go to Manhattan, even though it's not really Manhattan, apart from like one scene in Times Square, which probably cost more than the budget of the entire film. And the fact that Camp Crystal Lake looks like Loch Ness as well is just so it's just so crazy. But every one of those Paramount 1 to 8 Friday the 13th movies has just got a special place in my heart. You know, they just mean so much to me. I after 8, it was the end of an era. And I've said this time and time again, and I'll probably keep on banging the same drum. But if you've not, people who haven't seen previous streams, well, I'll just say it again. Friday the 13th for me is 1980 to 1989. It's the perfect, it basically sums up the 80s. Anything after 89, anything after part 8 for me is not really Friday the 13th. I'll still watch it, I'll still consume that stuff. But for me, it's the perfect 80s franchise. It's 80 to 89, 1 to 8. And it's just a perfect summing up of the 80s as a decade. It's just so perfect the way it played out. I've got Chris in the chat as well. Chris slash home video. He says 7, 8, and 5. My top 3. That's a controversial statement, Chris. I suppose that's a really controversial statement. I suppose really sort of going against the grain there. I mean, including Par 5, Pizz will love you for that, because Pizz obviously is a massive fan of Par 5. 7 and 8, I mean, you know, it's a brave choice. I would personally say, if I was going to go with my top 3, my top 3 will always be 4, 6, and once you take 4 and 6 out of the equation, it's probably going to be 3. I'm going to be honest. Maybe 2, and sometimes 5, but yeah, 4 and 6 for me are the unequivocal top 2 films. Jess says, I love them all. The New Line over 2, except that bloody remake. I mean, I don't mind the remake, Jess. I'm not, you know, I'm always grateful for new Friday the 13th. It's for me, Friday the 13th is the greatest franchise of all time. I love it. I loved everything about it. Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't give a fucking rat's ass, to quote Stone Cold Steve Austin, about Nightmare on Elm Street. I've never been a fan of the franchise, really. Love Halloween, love Friday the 13th, and that's what I want to see going forward. And like I say, I don't care how bad they get, I don't care how cheesy they get, I'll just continue to consume what they produce. Yeah, and I think most of us would as well. I mean, I think we're all prepared to agree the golden era of Friday the 13th is probably long gone with the 80s, but I don't care. I just want to see more. And you know what? If they brought back the Friday the 13th franchise and just went back to the 80s again, oh my god, that would be so good. Get Ty West to do it. Ty West channeling his House of the Devil 80s vibes and just bringing. Oh, Griffin's backstage. Okay. Add the stream. Have I added him to the stream?
There we go.
Oh, sorry, man. You weren't there too long, were you?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, sorry.
You went on your tangent.
I know, I did. I do tend to do that. I got onto a tangent about Friday the 13th. So, you know.
Yeah, it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I know. And I just that fucking website, man. That Rotten Tomatoes website is just fucking dog shit.
I don't follow Rotten Tomatoes at all. Like I know I've met a lot of people who always, like, when they want to go see a movie, they base it off of that. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I know.
Like, if it's
I'm not. Yeah.
Like, I don't know shit movies that got not great but decent. Like, I don't know how high that movie was, but that movie Peppermint with Jennifer Gardner, I think it might have gotten like a 50 or 60 on Rotten Tomatoes, but it was horrendous. Oh, it insulted the intelligence. Like, I'm going to ruin part of that movie. There's a part of that movie where there's you got Jennifer Gardner. She's already beat up after a big fight, and she's laying on the ground, and she's in like this homeless area in Los Angeles, and she's hiding in, she's like sitting there, and there's 6 guns trained on her. And then all of a sudden the camera just starts shaking crazy, and they're like, "Where'd she go? Where'd she go?" And they all just start shooting randomly. I'm like, she's standing right in front of you. How'd you miss? Oh, awful. But sorry about that tangent. But
I'm not entirely I'm just not entirely sure with this Rotten Tomatoes like ranking, whether it's based on critics' reviews
It's based
or
on
is it
critics.
so it's not user reviews then?
No, I mean,
Yeah,
user
because
reviews are on the side.
yeah, I mean, I literally, it just popped up on like, like when just like randomly scrolling through YouTube, Google, and then things just pop up like recommendations, and you just, oh, I'll click on that, and I was like, really, Friday the
Yeah.
13th Part 3, worst of the franchise, and I was like, oh my god, that just triggered me big time. I was like, oh fuck that. I need to check out. I need to like fucking rant about this. That this is fucking bullshit.
I know,
I
right?
mean, I don't know any. I don't know any. I thought because I was thinking, I don't know
They're just not
any. I
fans
don't
of
know any
disco.
fans. I don't know any fans of the franchise who would ever place Part 3 as bottom.
You know
I
what?
mean,
They're just not
fucking
fans of
hell.
disco.
No, clearly not. Clearly not. Fucking hell, man. I mean, I could. I mean, they placed like Freddy versus Jason ahead of. I
It's
think they
because
placed it ahead of
they're
Final Chapter.
bigger fans of Freddy, man.
They placed Freddy versus Jason ahead of the Final Chapter.
Yeah.
One of the greatest slasher films of all time, behind Freddy versus Jason. I mean, come on, come on. This is insanity. Oh my god.
I don't pay attention to that site.
It is a dog shit site. It really is. I mean, and they've been
There's some
they
like if you actually read some of the reviews, there's some pompous like like everyone who like gets pissed about Lorne, like just read some of those like especially older movie reviews. Like
yeah.
Christ on a hand stick, like they are just up their own ass so far. It's like, oh geez, like I get it, you don't like mainstream movies or whatever, but it's like Jesus, like
yeah.
why are you reviewing them then?
I really think Elon Musk needs to buy Rotten Tomatoes.
There'd be
Just
no
buy
point.
this. Just buy
There'd
the
be no
site.
point.
Oh
There'd
my
be no
god.
point at all. But we could talk about that. That's been pretty fun.
I was actually going to talk Netflix too. That was the main topic. Because
Okay.
I'm limited in time because obviously Pizz is going live at 1 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
I think it's 8 p.m. your time. So I'm going to be on that. So it was always going to be it was only meant to be a very very brief stream, but really did want to talk Netflix losing 200,000 subscribers, predicted to lose another 2 million apparently over the next 12 months. I think I'm right in saying. And basically, why is that? And have they been resting on their laurels for too long? I've got a few.
Well,
I mean,
they've lost a lot of a lot of deals with studios, and the movies they're producing are typically usually pretty subpar on the average.
I mean, probably you can add to this. I mean, a couple of the reasons I came up with. Well, I mean, gut instinct, and obviously, stuff I've read. But in terms of like, obviously, the competition now is so intense. Amazon Prime are like a major player, and Amazon Prime, obviously, I've just been given another free subscription. So I've never paid for Amazon Prime apart from like maybe once. They keep coming back with an offer of a free subscription because today, because I mean, they always offer me like a free week, and then I just knock it back after a week and decide I'm not interested. Done that a couple of times when I've been buying something to get delivered.
Yeah.
And today I ordered something else. Oh, lo and behold, they've offered me a 3-month subscription.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to turn that down. And they offered the advantage of like actually sending me stuff to my house. Netflix can't do that. So there's a massive plus there with Amazon Prime. They obviously not only
does Amazon does Netflix still do the deliver your disc? Like, can you rent disc still or no?
If they do, who does it anyway? Because it's completely pointless because nobody's like everybody streams
curious.
Anyway. I mean, they might do, but in terms of like as a competition to Amazon, that's no competition because nobody is renting physical media anymore anyway.
DVDs maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I love the idea that you can still do that, but I mean, from a business perspective, you know, Amazon Prime is offering, you know, movies, TV shows, and
Yeah.
they're offering something where you can get something the next day.
Yeah,
Netflix can't do
Amazon.
that.
Um, Amazon Prime is just a much better deal overall because they have a decent. They've got you can get the lines. I believe you get most of what Lionsgate releases and a couple other studios, and plus, you can actually like rent that stuff. I don't think on Netflix. I don't think if there's not on their streaming service, you can't get it. Whereas on Amazon, if you want it, you can actually,
Yeah,
you pay
you
the
can, yeah, exactly,
pay
yeah.
the pay the $5 or whatever it is to rent it yourself or outside your subscription. But still, even with the subscription, you get a decent amount of movies on there
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, with Amazon Prime,
or
obviously,
show. Well, I guess
they,
not really shows. Amazon, like maybe.
well, Amazon Prime, they do show you what's available to you, and then you go in the search bar, you type in a film that maybe they don't have for free, but it's still available for you to rent for, like, you know, maybe $2.99,
Mm-hmm.
$3.99, whatever it is. I mean, that's a massive plus for them.
Yeah.
Netflix, and I just find that the whole navigating Amazon Prime is a lot easier than Netflix. To me, even after, you know, Netflix has been around for a long, long time, and even now, I find navigating Netflix in terms of trying to find something is still awkward. It's, you know, even now, if I've been logged into their website, you know, as a user for, like, you know, 6 months,
So
I could log in, and the show I want to watch immediately, it's not even like there, like ready to go. It's kind of like I've got to go searching for it, and it's just such. I don't think Netflix is a very well run in terms of streaming. They may offer, like, they have, don't get me wrong, they have released some quality shows in the past. They may have some quality movies on the
oh,
site, but I don't think they offer enough in terms of, I don't think that, to me.
I just Slasher just mentioned that they were one of the first ones to do the censoring bullshit where they
Oh
were
well, fuck
because
them.
wasn't it Back to the Future 2 they censored when they
Oh,
fucked up?
they've got trigger fucking warnings on. They got fucking trigger warnings on
They
shit.
got
Like,
the trigger
they can go
warning. So
fuck.
does
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so does
but
Disney, but at least
yeah,
Amazon
yeah,
doesn't have
yeah,
that.
yeah. But you
But
know what,
still, Netflix was the one that started that shit.
yeah, but you know what? Another reason to fuck Netflix, You know where they probably haven't got a trigger warning for fucking cuties. I bet there's not. I guarantee you, there's probably not
It's
a
probably
trigger warning.
recommended everybody
I,
that
I bet.
signs
I
up.
bet. I guarantee there's probably not even a trigger warning for cuties. I
No,
bet. I bet. I bet. I bet
they
there
put that
isn't.
on the front page. They're like, "Hey,
Oh
he's
yeah,
got cuties.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Who
yeah.
else has got
Fuck.
cuties?"
You know, if you know what, I'm you know, if Netflix go bust for cuties, fuck Netflix. Is, you know, fuck them for that. I mean, cuties is just fucking hell, man. I
That
mean,
was
what were they thinking doing that, man?
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Seriously. I mean, you know, it's like, take the fucking, you know, they won't put the worst snuff movie on Netflix, but they'll put cuties on, which is fucking worse than any snuff movie. You know what I mean? It's just fucking
Very strange.
very strange, but you
Very
know, it
strange.
is. But yeah. So carrying on the Netflix topic anyway. So basically, you know, why is it failing?
Well, I think it's
Obviously,
just because they have a really poor lineup, and thankfully now most of the decent movies that they are putting out, they're giving the Criterion, which you just get the disc for that shit. Just get the DVD
yeah,
or something, and you don't have to worry about subscribing to their service. Like, uh, I never really cared for Netflix. I always thought because when I subscribed to it back in like 2013, 2014, I thought the video quality was absolutely horrendous. The audio quality was even worse than that. So I was never impressed with it. I was just sticking with physical
yeah.
media. But I did like, Amazon Prime, not the greatest, but I always thought it was pretty decent. Like that was really probably my number one most used streaming service.
Yeah, Jess says I cancelled my Netflix. I'm just going to jump in the comments briefly because obviously people are commenting and I just feel like I'm ignoring it. But
Yeah.
Jess says cancelled Netflix too. Jump around streaming services, binge watch. That's all you need to do. I think it's not like changing a bank or changing your internet provider. Changing streaming services is really easy to do. It's not a pain and it's not a hassle. You just cancel, join a new streaming service, binge watch whatever they've got, cancel it, and these
Mhm.
streaming services, they begging you to come back. Amazon Prime fucking beg you to come back. The Amazon Prime, I mean, Netflix not so much, but just binge watch what you want to watch, leave them for like 3 or 4 months, and then go back and they've got something to watch. You only have to commit for it on a monthly term. It's not like you've got to commit for a year. And yeah, staying on, the reason I think Netflix is failing as well. I mean, obviously, Disney Plus is a competition. Disney Plus, I don't think you can like rule out the fact that families are on a
Well,
budget.
yeah, oh yeah, they got the stranglehold on the
The kids.
families,
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
and they just and Netflix just shot themselves in the foot even further. They cancel all their animation projects,
right, yeah,
which is like you could have probably got some families still probably would have subscribed to you, but I guess not.
yeah.
I don't see the logic in that. Like they're like, well, we're losing people, so let's cancel these things. It's like, oh, great, you're gonna put a bunch of people out of work. It's like,
Well,
and they think people just want Stranger Things. Is that
no.
it?
Well, looking at it from like perspective of a family, if you're like mum and dad with 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, whatever, you're on a budget, you've got room for one streaming service. Most of your time is going to be spent trying to keep the kids happy. You're going to have Disney Plus, but the entire back catalogue of what they've got to offer, it's going to be Disney Plus, isn't it? Realistically, and if you are on the budget, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's bad in the US as well. In the UK at the minute, gas prices, electricity prices have gone through the roof.
Oh yeah,
It's
everything's
it's it's
most
it's it's
things. Some things have
it's
dropped just a tiny,
oh,
tiny bit, but
oh my God.
barely,
I
barely.
mean, in the UK, petrol in the UK, or as you call it, gas, and actual gas, like gas, like, electricity in the house is now
Yeah.
double what it was last year because of like all this shit in Ukraine.
hmm
Um, so people are just like, in the UK, and especially obviously in America as well now, we're just like, we're reining in what we spend, and it's like I can't afford to have like, and I've said this in streams before. There's a breaking point where you can't have all these streaming services all taking up people's attention. You know,
Yeah.
as I say,
And,
like I said, look at music streaming services. If you've got Spotify, you don't need to have like 4 other music streaming services.
yeah.
You only need Spotify. When it comes to movies, you've got to have like
Oh
this,
yeah.
this,
You're
this,
you're
this.
screwed when it comes to movies.
Yeah. So like, I can only see a situation further down the line where one company is maybe going to just dominate, which
Ain't
is
ain't nobody gonna dominate. It was funny. Uh, I'm sure I mentioned this in the last stream, but I had a guy who mentioned to me, he's like, "Why do you buy Blu-rays and DVDs still? Like, Netflix is going to be,
that's
in
why.
10, he told me 10 years from around 2011, 2012, he said Netflix is the only reason, it's the only way you really need to watch movies because they have everything. Well, guess what? Now they
They
don't.
haven't. Yeah.
They have nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. They don't
Yeah.
have horror movies. Shutter's got the horror movies. Um, Amazon's got, some mainstream, kind of action stuff. It's got
Well,
some indie
I
stuff in there.
mean,
They have some of their own.
look at like they used to have like some stuff owned by Disney, but once Disney Plus started up,
Yeah, and
guess
then
what?
Paramount. They
We're,
have
we're
a lot
taking
of Paramount.
exactly.
Paramount started their
Yeah.
own.
So they'll take everything. So they'll be left with everything they've produced by themselves. That's
Yeah.
all they'll own, and then you'll be left with Disney owning Disney stuff, Paramount with their stuff, Apple will obviously have their stuff. So you're gonna have these like 5 or 6 different companies with their own stuff. But if they're all gonna charge, $10, $20 a month to access that media, it's gonna be a blood. It's just gonna be,
Yeah.
it's gonna
And
be
then
blood.
I forgot about Ben just mentioned this. HBO Max has a ton of stuff that a lot of people want.
Yeah.
Like they've got they've got the DC stuff, which I don't think too many people are crazy about, but they got Harry Potter and they got Lord of the Rings, which is just massive. Those
Yeah.
two alone are massive, and plus, I think and they also own a lot. They own a lot of horror stuff. This wonder who owns Friday 13th and stuff. I know for a fact that they still own like Elm Street and stuff like that, but I don't know if they own like the Friday 13th or not because I think I don't. Oh no, it's Blum. Blum, whoever owns it, or he owns. I don't know all about that. Come back to me later. I haven't been fully updated, but I know they still have Elm Street and stuff like that. So
I'm just going to jump in the chat. Jamie's on board. Jamie, hello. Chris says, I watch Hulu the most probably. It's the only one I keep. I've used it since back in the day when it was basically free. I know somebody. Hulu's been around in the longest time. Ben says, Apple said he didn't purchase the movie. He purchased. I think I've missed the original point Ben was making, but I know Pizz made a video a while ago about Apple. He basically said if you buy a movie through Apple, you don't own it. They can take it off you, even if you physically not physically buy it. If you
digitally,
yeah, exactly. And that's why Pizz has always been like a campaigner for like own physical media, because it's the fact that you can actually pay money digitally and they can still take it off you is just so wrong. It's just that's just insane. I want to give a shout out to Bunny Army. I think you were here last week, Bunny Army.
Yeah, we got Bunny Army, we got Jamie, Ben Grimm, Sean. Sean's joined in.
I just want to highlight Bunny Army because I think he's a new subscriber, or she. I'm not assuming their gender. I'm not a bigot.
How dare you?
I know, yeah. How dare I?
I love that tweet. That tweet you got with the Zuby guy.
Oh man, yeah.
I shared that with a bunch of my family. They were laughing.
But you know what?
There's so many laughs to be had from this whole Twitter thing.
But Twitter's so insane now. I'm not even entirely sure that the guy who wrote the original tweet is not just a troll, and he's actually just taking the piss out of like SJWs.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was. So
the guy who responded, but he doesn't even have a master.
Oh, I know Zuby is trolling.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if the guy who posted the original tweet was just a troll as well, because maybe. It's so like because SJWs are so insane. It's hard to tell because like I know there's a Twitter user called Titanium McGraw. He's like he's an English guy, and he just takes the piss out of SJWs all the time on Twitter. And he made a tweet about Christmas, how it was offensive, and Pizz and Christian Hanahara, they both retweeted it, not knowing that he was a troll. And I just put in the comments, he's just a troll. He's taking the piss. He's just taking the piss. He's taking the piss out of SJWs because that's what he does.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you're not this every time he tweets, there's always someone who doesn't understand that he's just taking the piss, and he's been doing that for for a few years. But obviously, he said because what he says is so outrageous.
Is that the guy who posed as a woman?
Possibly.
There's a guy he was English and he posed as a woman on Twitter for a while.
His Twitter handle is like a woman with like glasses and blonde hair.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it's just him with a wig and a pair of glasses.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It's just he hates SJWs. So what he did was he just started a Twitter.
Well, they make it's just like they're way too damn extreme about things. It's just like chill out, people.
I know.
Like unless like someone's like insulting you or something like other than just disagreeing, it's like geez, just chill.
I'm just enjoying like the amount of people now who are saying that they're gonna delete the Twitter account because Elon Musk has bought the company, but they haven't deleted the Twitter account. It's still there. They've just said I am no longer tweeting, but You can
They'll
click
be
on their
back.
account. It's still they'll be back, of course. And
Why
the
wouldn't they?
people, the amount of people who said like it was like when Twitter banned Donald Trump, they went, "It's a private company; they can do whatever they want. Suck it up."
But have you seen
Well,
a lot of the responses?
these same fucking people now have got
They're stealing our freedom. Our freedom's
yeah.
being stolen.
Well, my response would be, it's a private
What?
company. He can do what he fucking wants. So if you don't like it, fuck off.
Uh,
But the thing is, though, it actually is a private company now.
yeah.
Beforehand, it wasn't a private company. It was a PL. It was a company with like shareholders. Elon Musk owns the company. Well, he will do soon, 100%. So
I
it
don't.
is legitimately a private company.
Yeah. So it's all pretty silly, if you ask me. Like it's just the overreaction is just hilarious. I'm just like, what is wrong with people? Like,
I mean,
why are we having a panic attack over nothing?
the people are like, they're saying that Twitter's going to go like downhill with Elon Musk. But have they not been on Twitter for the last 10 years? Twitter is a toxic, horrendous place to
Oh,
exist. I
hey,
mean,
it's Dan.
it's been like that. Oh, what's up, Dan? Twitter has always been a toxic, horrendous place. I mean, we go on Twitter like and risk our sanity because whenever we go on there, I know I do, and if you go on there and you don't get like sort of tempted to just like piss someone off in a comment, then you're probably not doing it right because
Well, it's like
it's just that's what Twitter exists to just be a battleground for people. I mean, that's all it is.
well, it's not like what all I want to do with Twitter really is just kind of just share kind of just share stuff just share shit share what you picked up or experienced or just kind of your thought, and that's what I thought Twitter was. And then I go on it, it's either people crying or trolling. It's like
you,
Jesus.
you can do that with your immediate friends. Like so, like like if you share something, I'll like it. If I share something, you might like that. And between our community of people we're actually friends with,
Yeah.
but then via the whole extended universe
Yeah,
of people,
it's like
it's you,
if you're not like
yeah,
if you're not big, you're not really
yeah,
it doesn't really mean all that much.
yeah. But
I mean,
you
you could
get,
try to
but
make it big, like
but 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 the thing is though, by when you extend your the people you follow, and then they tweet stuff from other people, so you end up getting sucked into a bigger world
yeah.
of stuff. So it's like so. I follow J.K. Rowling only just because she pisses off the trans community, which is funny.
Which is like she wasn't she like
She doesn't do anything wrong. She doesn't do anything wrong.
wasn't she like oh I don't get it. Like there's like people who like get I don't get it at all. Like because like she was like the one supporting these people, and all of a sudden like it's like all flipped around. Like
J.K. Rowling is one of the most like welcoming, friendly, people. She's all for like human rights, everything. But she's just got this. She draws the line at people who say that trans women are women, and she says I don't agree with that, and that's her opinion. Now Twitter, obviously, she's too big to really cancel. But there have been people on Twitter who've said that, who have been cancelled off Twitter. Now Elon Musk will probably get rid of all that. So hopefully we'll see an end to people getting cancelled on
which
Twitter
is
just for
yeah
saying fucking biology.
yeah you'll never be able to get rid of JK because
No,
I
she's
mean
too big. She's too big.
unless she posts something really heinous like that
Yeah,
Harry Potter cred is
yeah,
insane.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Even though that new one, the prequel,
Oh, yes.
that bombed.
Yeah.
It bombed. Even Potter. People crazy about Harry Potter.
If you want to see something
Go see
funny, if you want to see something funny, go on YouTube, type in Kindergarten Cop. I'm sure you've seen Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene where he introduces himself to the kids, and the kid just stands up and goes, "Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina."
Thanks for the tip.
Go on that scene on YouTube. The comment section's gold. It's just like someone's literally put like 1990 funny monologue, 2022 hate speech. You know, it's just like
Oh
that
yeah.
in 1990. That's just like a funny scene. Now that is considered like dangerous talk to say that boys have a penis, girls have a vagina, which they do. That's just biology, people.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, fuck off.
Oh boy,
It's get a bit spicy. This stream's get a bit spicy.
I know.
I'll probably get cancelled now.
Yeah, well, I think you already have.
I think I'm far too small a YouTuber to get cancelled.
You get a little bigger and you're gonna get cancelled.
Yeah. But 5 years from now, if I've got like 1,000 subs, I'm just playing it safe, going, oh yes, I believe that this
God.
Not saying anything remotely controversial.
Oh man.
Fuck that, man.
Oh man. Yeah, let's go back to the Netflix streaming bullshit, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, it sounds like most people either really have especially part of this community have like HBO, Shudder, and Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like. Like those are like the main, or if you have a kid, Disney as well.
Jamie's not a fan of Elon Musk. Musk is a rich man with no sense of everyday reality. Screw that guy. He can sit and spin.
Wow.
Saucy Jamie. I like difference of opinion. I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan of Elon Musk in terms of like he's probably got an agenda like everybody else, but I honestly can't see how it could be worse than the previous, stewardship of Twitter. I just don't see how it can be worse than that. That was just like terrible. So we'll see. We'll see how things go with Elon Musk in charge. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to change that radically.
Like I say, it doesn't really affect those guys.
I think people who are pissed off at him, I don't really understand it. I don't really know enough about the guy, but I'm like, I mean, he did the Tesla thing. I thought that was a big, win for all the global warming people who were obsessed about that. I guess what he does one good thing, but he does another, and it's like we got to flip out. I don't understand.
Anyway, I'm going to have to bow out now because I'm going to be jumping over onto Pizz stream in a minute. So, good to have you on board, man.
Yeah, always fun.
If you want to jump on next week, man.
We'll see how my schedule is.
Yeah. Well,
you caught me a good day because I'm not working tomorrow.
If you can't do a Tuesday, always just hit me up on DMs. If you can't do a Tuesday, just hit me up. If you can do a different day, I'll make myself available. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I mean, I'll always do a Tuesday night stream, but I'll always be available a different night, to do something, just like a one-to-one, and we'll just chew the shit, just chat shit, So yeah, just DM me, man. And
all right, yeah,
we'll sort it out, yeah.
All right, okay, have fun.
I might see you are you going to jump on in the chat in Pizz stream?
Yeah, I might jump in the chat. I might watch.
All right, man.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for showing up for Mike's stream. We appreciate it. Mike appreciated it. I'm going to speak for him because
thank you.
He needs a spokesperson now.
I do, yeah. So guys, I will see you over on Pizz stream probably in the next 10 minutes or so. Thank you for jumping on board. Thank you, Griff. I will see you later. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.